Welcome from San Diego, California. We are reaching you in English, Spanish, and Portuguese, live through a unique international telecommunications network via satellite, microwave, and cable. The International Training Center at San Diego State University brings us all together once again through this original video conference program, which joins distinguished organizations in Mexico, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, Brazil, Bolivia, Paraguay, Argentina, Spain, and the United States of America. We acknowledge the participation of the Organization of American States in Washington, D.C., and the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, in Geneva, Switzerland. Distinguished experts join us today to examine the topic, the E-Organization, a new profile for business, education, and government. This is the third video conference of the year 2000 series on global strategies for excellence, value, and optimal performance. My name is Michael Reel. I am director of the School of Communication at San Diego State University. Today's program will be composed of 2 presentation modules and 2 question and answer sessions. We look forward to your live participation. Our initial question is, can you be successful as an E-organization? The E-organization is a new kind of enterprise being generated by information technology's reshaping of global business and economic activity. Electronic enterprise, economic efficiency, the E-organization suggests a new model of productive activity. Yes, it is about the Internet and the World Wide Web, but it is also about more than that. Yes, it is about electronic communication technology and about software for enterprise and learning, but it is also far more than just putting sales online. E-organization reconfigures an enterprise, whether in business, government, or education. New efficiencies, new interactions, new productivity, and renewed effectiveness all emerge with E-organization. What are the most important E-resources available already? How does the new production supply chain operate in the E-organization? What are the technical, educational, and managerial requirements for an effective E-organization? Is your office a smart office? How is new knowledge generated and how are new exchanges engineered? How do we measure the effectiveness of an E-organization? Our guest experts today will attempt to lead us to answers to these questions. Dr. Farhad Saba, Professor of Educational Technology at San Diego State University, is an expert in the design, development, and production of instructional systems using interactive, multimedia, and integrated telecommunications technologies. Previously, he was Director of Educational Radio and Television for the country of Iran, and then Director of Telecommunications for the University of Connecticut. Dr. Saba has published numerous papers and has presented seminars in Latin America, North America, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. He holds a master's degree in communication arts from San Francisco State University and a Ph.D. in instructional technology from Syracuse University in New York. Mr. Michael Mahon has more than 20 years' experience in management, marketing, and customer support services within the information technology and telecommunications industry. He is currently a principal with the Integrated Technology Services Division of IBM Global Services, the world's leading provider of information technology solutions. Previously, he was a senior member of the advisory staff for Computer Sciences Corporation in their outsourcing division. Mr. Mahon has worked, designed, managed, and consulted on numerous hardware and software projects to deliver information services for Fortune 500 companies. He holds an MA in psychology and an MBA with an emphasis in marketing, and has published many articles on the productive use of new integrated technologies and the Internet. Welcome to you both. Let's begin with a question. Many years ago, in the old TV show, The Jetsons, we saw video phones, automated showers, and even Rosie the robot housekeeper. We know technology now exists already for many of these e-devices and gadgets. Is the e-household and the e-organization something that we will flow naturally into by purchasing these gadgets and replacing the old ones at our homes and at our workplace? How important will it be to know how to invest productively in this new technology and to train for maximizing the value of its productive applications? Or will the e-organization include the e-household as we work more at home?
Yeah, I think that the e-organization is a natural evolution to the e-household. You'll find that in the United States today, quite a few professional workers are what's called mobile workers. They work at home. So they use all of the same devices that are needed in the office at home. So by default, they are building the e-household.
The Jetsons live. Thank you for your answers. Next now, Dr. Farhad Saba will discuss some of the developments taking place in the e-economy.
Most experts believe that the 21st century will be the age of electronic economy, or e-economy, a century in which computers will be the means of production and telecommunication lines will be the highways and byways for transporting intellectual property, the most valuable product of the future. The e-economy will require transforming our organizations into e-organizations. In such institutions, the computer and telecommunication systems will provide new opportunities for growth, development, and prosperity. Fortune magazine recently published a special issue with the title of The Amazing Future of Business. Fortune predicted that over the next 3 decades, computing power will grow astonishingly by a factor of about 1 million. Computers will become so powerful, easy to use, and ubiquitous that they will change our lives utterly. In this era of amazing change, we will face a huge challenge of design. How to humanize our digital devices, our homes and offices, and our public places. How we will make them serve our needs, and how we will make the digitally enhanced places beautiful. In this program, we will take a broad look at the emerging e-economy and its birthplace, the e-organization. Over the past 5 years, telecommunication and computing technologies have changed how business, government organizations, schools, and universities operate. Change has been astonishing throughout the world. The digital economy has given new life to the economies of countries such as Malaysia, Singapore, and Taiwan, just to name a few in Southeast Asia. Europe has seen a major readjustment in its telecommunication companies. The so-called telephone companies, such as British Telecom, have moved far beyond their traditional role of offering the end of a phone line to the consumer. For example, Ford Motor Company is using British Telecom's Internet Course Development and Management tool, Solstra, for training its employees all over the world. Imagine a phone company offering internet-based training solutions to an auto manufacturing company. In the United States, the new digital economy has created many startup e-organizations from Amazon.com to WebMD and eBay. These companies have fueled the longest period of uninterrupted economic growth in the United States in the last 9 years. Another example is Latin America. This region is now a rapidly growing market for the Internet. According to TechWeb, an Internet news site, Jupiter Communications, a New York market research firm, estimates that the online consumer e-commerce market will grow to $8.3 billion in 2005, up from $194 million in 1999. And Gartner Group, a Stamford, Connecticut research company, estimates the business-to-business e-commerce market in Latin America will reach $124 billion in 2004, up from $1 billion in 1999. Online spending in Latin America is expected to soar even more, from $200 million in 1999 to $8.3 billion in 2005. That is a huge increase, but still small compared to the $78 billion that U.S. e-commerce sites should be earning by 2003. Jupiter's predictions also show that Brazil is going to continue its online dominance. Even in 2005, the Portuguese language country is expected to account for 51% of online dollars spent in the region. Mexico will account for 19% and Argentina for 13%. These three countries, Brazil, Mexico, and Argentina, by themselves will spend 83% of Latin America's e-commerce dollars. Venezuela, Colombia, and Chile will account for another 4% each. This projected growth is sure to go hand in hand with an increase in demand for people who can install servers, program them, and connect them to legacy infrastructures. In a study released in January, International Data Corporation, a research firm in Framingham, Massachusetts, said that the market for Internet services in Latin America will grow 42% annually to $8.1 billion in 2004 from $1.4 billion in 1999. E-commerce is seen as a driver of growth for business use of the Internet. Only 11% of companies today implement the technology, but 85% say they plan to do so within 2 years. IDC's predictions for Latin America include the following: the ability to access within 5 years the web through your cellular, Palm Pilot, or other Internet access device. Internet access device penetration will reach 50% of the Latin American population by 2010. Alternate online payment technologies such as virtual cash, prepaid cards, and micropayments will be more developed, used, and accepted in Latin America than the United States before 2010. Cellular penetration in Latin America will equal landline penetration at 35% within 5 years. Internet and e-commerce growth will drive the creation of an America's free trade zone. Within the small and medium business segments, PC penetration on the Internet will be greater than PC penetration on a LAN by 2003. Within the next 5 years, the number of users of downloaded free software will surpass the number of users of licensed software in Latin America. Packet switching will begin to surpass circuit switching in Latin America by 2005. unified messaging will be as ubiquitous as email in Latin America by 2010. There will be 100 million Internet users in Latin America by 2010. So what will be necessary to handle these projections effectively? Bernardo Zamora, director of Mexico for eBrainstorm, said that to reach these projections, a new group of information technology workers are needed who would be able to understand the technology and be mainly conversant in English, at least to read most manuals. Workers will also have to become more conversant with how the Internet works. Zamora added that the Internet brings a whole business model that you have to think on those terms. Then you have a whole new layer of web solutions with a lot of IT people underneath them. The Latin American marketplace has nearly 500 million people who speak mainly Spanish and Portuguese. It offers a unique set of challenges for professional services like e-commerce and web design, Internet services, and a host of other technical jobs. The key to forming and developing an e-organization is e-learning and training. In a short period of time, many institutions around the world will have to train their employees in several technical areas if they are going to enter the era of e-organization and survive and thrive in it. In fact, the most distinguishing feature of an e-organization is the ability of its employees to work with information. It is the information worker who makes the knowledge economy of the future, not the computer or the telecommunications lines. Today, for example, the U.S. economy is characterized by the primacy of the knowledge worker and an increased reliance on intellectual capital. Researchers in the Progressive Policy Institute, a think tank in U.S., believe this new economy is a knowledge and idea-based economy where the key to job creation and higher standards of living are innovative ideas and technology embedded in services and manufactured products. This is a fundamental transformation in the base of the U.S. economy, which has had direct ramifications for education. For example, according to a report released by the U.S. Department of Commerce, the United States will need 1.3 million new information technology workers by 2006. Telemex's Carlos Slim Helou, in an interview with the online edition of Business Week magazine, said, "The key is the Internet. The U.S. is by far the most advanced country in this new digital culture, so we have to be there. The Internet is the heart of this new civilization, and telecommunications is the nervous system or circulatory system in this new digital civilization. All retailers are going to be involved, not just CompUSA, Office Depot, Office Max, Sears, Staples, and Best Buy. Fortunately, the Internet, as well as the World Wide Web, has brought a number of technologies together and has made them useful to education and training. During the remainder of this program, I will review Internet-based training and development capabilities, which will be essential in supporting an e-organization in the foreseeable future. The Internet has brought a host of different technologies to the desktop, technologies which can be used for teaching and learning, such as email, the World Wide Web, and its related technologies, such as whiteboards and other collaborative software, such as text-based chat rooms, IP-based video conferencing, and streaming video and audio. One of the most useful means of teaching and learning is email. It is what I use more than any other technology to communicate with my students. Through email, you can send instructional text and graphics to your e-learners and receive feedback from them. So it is a versatile and useful medium for online teaching and learning. However, no matter which technology you select, there are certain principles and guidelines which will make your online instructional activities more effective. First, let's start with the e-learner. Everybody can learn via the internet and the World Wide Web, but there are some people who can make better e-learners than others. At one of the ITC's instructional sites, which is under construction now, we have placed an interactive form which provides feedback to potential e-learners. Using this form, they can assess their readiness to become online learners. The form can be found at this web address. The primary function of this form is to give feedback to potential learners and inform them of whether they are comfortable with learning at a distance, are independent enough to carry out their learning tasks, and whether they have the equipment and facilities to follow the lessons. Depending on your particular program, you might augment this set of questions with other questions which would relate to prerequisite classes, degrees, or other qualifications such as math or language capabilities before someone can enroll in an online course. Once your potential e-learner has decided to enroll in a program, then you have to provide instruction about how to register and pay the fee for the course. Integra.com, a website designed to serve the ITC network, will feature a menu of 5 basic services: global referral and networking to all site coordinators, job placement and career development opportunities for all associates, email, electronic bulletin board, and other communication services, all free of charge. In addition, this site will offer technical and managerial training and an e-store for selected instructional materials that support the ITC organization programs. E-commerce is a new rage on the internet, but few educational organizations have been able to set up good e-commerce sites to seamlessly register and receive payments from their students. Some companies, like Lotus, in conjunction with IBM, are capable of offering end-to-end digital software and hardware, which is capable of offering enterprise-wide solutions for registering and billing thousands of students in major institutions. However, technology solutions, such as those, often run against traditional business and management practices. It is wise to review and revise business and administrative practices while you are implementing your online registration solution. A good system designer would not have it any other way, so that's also a good test for selecting your vendor. If you already have an enterprise-wide e-commerce or educational administration system in place, the next level of software to consider for implementing e-learning and training programs are web-based course authoring tools. 3 years ago, only a few such systems were in the market, but now there are many competing brands. Some of the leading systems are Top Class, Blackboard.com, Learning Space, and Click2Learn.com. Good course authoring tools have 3 different sets of capabilities: administration tools, faculty tools, and student tools. Administrative tools include class rosters, grade sheets, tracking data, and other databases which the course administrator needs to manage the course and its activities. Usually, administrative tools are not shared with students. Faculty tools are what instructors need to present the course content in text, graphics, and possibly video. Faculty tools might also include a class bulletin board, chat capabilities, whiteboards, and test development and administration. Usually, faculty tools are not shared with students. Student tools provide access to course content, the course bulletin board, and calendar, email, whiteboard, chat sessions, and other interfaces, as well as tests and quizzes. Many companies such as Click-to-Learn, Blackboard, and others provide these tools on a standalone basis. Recently, these companies have started to provide not only the tools, but web hosting and related online services. Therefore, pricing for the use of their authoring tools depends on using the tools themselves, as well as licensing fees for students to access the course content. Ford Motor Company, for example, started working with British Telecom, which has developed a course authoring tool and management tool called Solstra. Ford bought a license for 500 employees last year and tested the instructional capabilities of Solstra. A few weeks ago, Ford extended its licensing of Solstra to 5,000 employees to make sure that its transition to an e-organization goes smoothly. Ford is also going to buy 350,000 laptop computers and provide one computer to every employee. No matter what type of authoring tool you purchase, there are certain features that your distance education program ought to have. I will outline these features now. Providing adequate support for potential and actual e-learners is very important. For someone who is learning at a distance, it is easy to become disoriented, to lose motivation, or to just quit and walk away. One of the major problems with distance education is that it has a high rate of attrition. Because of this dropout problem, distance education organizations must also provide good customer support, like any other good business. The University of California Extension in Los Angeles, for example, has started a new program in which students or potential e-learners for its online course can contact a student support team via email or phone. This support team is available to students throughout their studies. Increased e-learner support brings down the cost of training, and it's a good use of the training budget for any organization.